There are other pathways and visas that are a lot of times are not as spoken about, and not that many clients that we're working with know about their availability. Such visas are T visa, U visa, and VAWA visas. Those visas were created with the help and assistance of Department of Justice of the United States to give overall protection to victims of various crimes that we'll discuss, and also help in assistance and persecution of perpetrators that committed those crimes here in the United States. The qualifications are different, and sometimes there is intersection when more than one crime took place, and one might be qualifying for both T visa and U visa, for example, or U visa and VAWA visa. These are very unique visas. They're very limited, but they're unique in the sense that there is a pathway and opportunity for someone to get a green card and stay here permanently, where other types of visa do not get this opportunity. T visas are available for victims of sex trafficking and labor trafficking that happened here in the United States, or someone is in this country on the account of trafficking. So, for example, the examples that we get a lot, that the traffickers smuggle someone into this country for the purposes of domestic servitude, or as an agricultural worker and someone who doesn't get paid. There's a lot of violations, labor law violations, and so on. Or for the purposes of sex exploitation here in the United States. So that person is here really on the account of trafficking. They were placed into United States against their will by the hands of the trafficker. Such victims have protection under T visa. There is actually not enough applicants every year for T visa. There's about 5,000 visas that are given every year, and only about 1,000 to 2,000 of victims who are seeking those visas because of the shame of disclosure and lack of education of your rights, and not understanding the rights that are available for you. To qualify for a T visa, it's important to show that you do satisfy the elements of federal definition of human trafficking, that you did participate with law enforcement, and you are going to be available in investigation and further collaboration with law enforcement, or it is not necessary to work with law enforcement, or you're working with a current victim agency that is like social services, social workers, where you can show that you are rehabilitating from trafficker. So with the requirements, you're going to have to show like support letters from the agencies that you have worked with, the support letter from a law enforcement agency that you have worked with, and also showing the pathway of rehabilitation for someone to qualify for T visa. With T visas, the process is fairly quicker than for U visa and VAWA, and one will be able to get work permit, Social Security. Once they have T visa, within a certain amount of time, they're going to be able to apply for a green card. Now, U visas are available for victims of severe crimes that are specifically identified by USCIS, crimes such as rape, kidnapping, extortion, attempt of murder, and so on. So significant crimes, severe crimes, where there was a substantial harm, the harm done to the victim that could be emotional, physical, or economical. Now, lately, I have seen the U visa gain a lot of popularity. There's more education about U visa and availability. So it's been abused by some. I've seen the cases where people were trying to apply for a visa not on sufficient basis, or there wasn't enough evidence. So because of that, we actually have way too many people applying for a visa. So, and as of right now, because of that, the process time could be from 5 years to 15 years. So it's a very long time for someone to obtain visa. But while you're waiting for your U visa, you are going to be able to get your work permit and Social Security as well. Now, U visas are different comparing to T visas. You do need to obtain a law enforcement certification. So what it means, you need to disclose the crime to law enforcement. It could be federal, state, or local law enforcement. Law enforcement will have to certify your U visa application. Means that someone from, let's say, police department will have to provide a statement and their signature for your U visa application. And it's important to include like reports and so on. And you also have to provide in your U visa willingness to further collaborate with law enforcement in any further investigations. So U visa was really created to help a Department of Justice and our law enforcement in this country to investigate the crimes and give protection to victims of crimes. Another types of visa that is available is specifically for domestic violence victims, and that visa is VAWA. Now, it's important to remember this visa is only available where the perpetrator is United States citizen. So if the perpetrator just holds green card or also undocumented or has pending asylum application and so on, that will not qualify. And you need to satisfy an element of domestic violence. So domestic violence, that there was some substantial economical, physical, emotional abuse. So there you have to collaborate your story. You will have to provide evidence supporting that, and that you were in domestic relationship with the perpetrator. So usually we see marriages, right, or any other types of significant partnerships, relationships, and so on. With VAWA visa as well as U visa and T visa, besides the applicant, the main applicant, there are also opportunities for derivatives to apply and qualify for those visas. So, for example, if you have a mother who's applying for VAWA visa, children will qualify for VAWA visa.